What's going on, everybody? Brendan here. Welcome back to Dad Planet. You know me, I like to cut to the chase when it comes to thrifting. So we're gonna go to two spots today, and I'm taking you with me along for the ride. First, we're gonna hit up the Goodwill bins. I'm gonna see if I can find anything to resell on eBay for cheap, and then we'll head over to the retail store and we're gonna do much of the same. So I'm taking you along for the ride. Lots of bolos to cover in this video, plus me using the phone a friend option. I'll tell you what, I'm always so optimistic and anxious when I go to the bins. Every single trip is different, and this was a little bit strange to start off with because we've got 6 bins here of women's purses, luggage, hats, belts, wallets, and there is not a single soul peeling through these. And so ultimately I'm thinking to myself, what have I missed here? What's going on? Why isn't there one person going through these bags? It's probably heavily picked over, which is fine. I'm still going to go through, and maybe not thoroughly at this point, but I'll end up coming back to it, as you'll see a little bit later in the video. But I'm going to move slow and just kind of survey the scene because nobody is here picking through these, and I thought that was insanely peculiar. So I'm going to move on myself. First thing I find here is this Spineworks, this back realignment device. I like this because it does the work of a chiropractor without having to pay the chiropractor. So, I mean, maybe 20 bucks for that thing. It's not going to make you a millionaire overnight, but I like it. So I'm going to throw this bad boy in the cart, and you'll see some things in my cart that we'll talk about a little bit later. D squared. I've never heard of this shoe before. They are Italian made, but I saw a couple of comps that were like in the $100 range. Soles look good, so you know what? I'm gonna take a flyer on these. This is not a brand that I'm familiar with. I could be, making a mistake here, but again, we're at the bins. It doesn't really hurt if you do end up making a mistake. So let's go through and see what we can find with those. All right, now I'm gonna go back to the bags because I'm suspicious, but I love getting to the bottom of these because I just know usually it's just a matter of time before something turns up of value, even if it's been heavily picked over and even if no one wants to return. And here's a great example of that. So this is a Tumi Voyager Monaco travel toiletry cosmetic case. So it's got a little bit of I don't know if that's soap or cottage cheese. I don't know what's going on there. It needs to be wiped up just a little bit, but this is a very high quality and a very high-end brand, very expensive off the bat. I'm going to put that in my cart. I do see a sold comp on one of those exact styles for $185, so I'm going to shoot for $100 for that. And I got a rare color there, so you never know. But this is a great example of, hey, nobody's at this bin. I'm going to go in and I'm going to find something amazing to resell, and that product right there was a perfect example of why you always have to check, even if it looks picked over or even if you feel like these bins were picked over. So I started to dig real deep. I didn't really find much else in this particular bin, but that to me, that's a big hitter. And with the way it works pay wise, at $170 at the bins, I can sit on that thing for a long time and not really worry about when it sells. So you saw this pumpkin in my cart. It's a blow mold. Blow molds are so lightweight. I always pick them up when I'm at the bins. I think I'm gonna shoot for $30 for that one. And then this Arc'teryx Calvis hat, that's a $45 bill. One just sold for $50, so I think maybe I'll price mine at around $50, somewhere around those. But those were 2 that I threw in the cart, and I wasn't filming at the time, but those bad boys came home with me too. Those were two excellent finds as well. So I did end up finding, if you take a look here, this St. John collection. This is like a wool pencil skirt. Now, you'll find St. John in the bins for sure. This one has a few issues in that it's a little bit dirty, but you look at this peeling up at the bottom. I've never seen that before on a skirt. I'm gonna have to call in an expert to try to figure that out because that's a little bit weird. It has a little snag on the waistband there. But yeah, this is a real St. John skirt. We're taking that thing home too. That's an amazing find. I'm super happy with that one. And now, what I noticed at this trip is there was a lot of media, a lot of DVDs, and a lot of VHS. And you know what? I love picking them up at the bins again because it's paid by the pound. And I usually look for horror first when I'm looking for VHS. I mean, there's other genres that I look for, but Horror, I sell really well year round, and I will, again, lot up DVDs and lot up VHS tapes. But not only do I sell them well on eBay, I sell Halloween related wholesale lots to you guys as well. So I will accumulate Halloween stuff throughout the season or throughout the year, and then come season, sell it to you guys as well. So you get an opportunity to make a little bit of money. But in these particular bins, outside of the media, I wasn't really interested in much, but I have to tell you, if you look close enough, and here's a perfect example of that, by the way, Poltergeist, this was sealed. This will go into a lot of other DVDs that are horror related. That's a fantastic find for me. I don't know if that's worth anything, but lot it up together, it'll make some money. But if you look here, like there's money everywhere. Just because I'm passing these things up, I mean, there's, that truck might be worth some money. You never know. I'm being particular on this visit because it was just a slow moving day for them getting carts out and whatnot, and so I feel like a lot of all of these bins were definitely picked over, but there's money everywhere here, and you'll see some board games here at the end. I mean, even the parts on those old Monopoly games, it's worth money if you're willing to pick them out and go with it. So even though I passed up a lot of stuff here, you guys might be seeing something that I missed or I passed over. So went over to the retail store, and this is a Ninja NJ600 blender. Now I'm gonna toss the base. I don't want anything to do with the base. I don't care if it works, because there's value in the pitcher and in the blade and in the top to the blender. So I probably can get 50 to 60 bucks for just those parts. So I'm gonna take that thing home. It was only 10 bucks. This right here, this is a Tampa Bay mold, ceramic mold bow base that lights up, and it's for ceramic wreaths. I've never seen ceramic wreaths before. We all know about the Atlantic mold Christmas trees, the ceramic Christmas trees. I've sold a bunch of those, but that base, that's got value there. So I'm gonna try to get 30 bucks for that. This here is a pair of Under Armour Steph Curry 1 low top sneakers. These are harder and harder to find, so I like that pair right there. We're gonna take those bad boys home. Next pair here, I think these are Air Max 270s, and these are in pretty good condition. They did cost $8, but I really like the feel of them. Pretty firm shoe, so I'm gonna take those home as well. And there's a pair of LeBrons that I found here. Now I'm assessing in my brain right now how long it's going to take me to wipe the midsoles, and I don't clean every pair of shoes in this manner, but these ones, they needed to be cleaned a little bit. If it's going to take me more than 30 seconds to a minute to clean the midsoles, I'm going to pass on the shoe, even though this was like a $5 shoe. It was regularly priced, because I just don't want to spend a bunch of time cleaning shoes. I want to get them listed and get them out. Those, however, those are I can clean quickly, so I'm taking those home. This here, not the greatest buy in the world. They're beautiful Sperry, knee-high quilted boots, but it's the wrong season. This is probably more of a fall item, and that price tag, 10 bucks. I brought them home because I felt like I was doing pretty well in the shoe department here during this visit, but the comps are not really good on that, despite the boot being really, really nice. I mean, it's just high quality, and again, I'll clean them up a little bit, but took them. And then the final pair of shoes that I found at this trip, pair of Nike Renews. I mean, $40 to $45 I think I'll get with these. Again, the midsoles will probably need just a little bit of wiping down, so I'm gonna have to do that really quickly, but it's a quality shoe, and the new versions of this shoe sell much, much quicker with a higher velocity than the pre-owned. But I'm gonna take them. They're cheap, and I hope to get, like I said, 40 to 50 bucks for those, so pre-owned. I would have grabbed this Carhartt shirt, but I think they want like $4 or $5 for t-shirts in this location, so that ain't gonna fly. So I probably can only get maybe $10 to $12 for that t-shirt. But this was a fresh rack. I love shopping the fresh racks because these obviously hopefully are not picked over. This Gymshark right here, this is a Gymshark Adapt like ombre style crop top. I saw a sold comp in this exact color for 30 bucks. So I'm taking this home with me. This is a great find. Now these sell on their website for like $22 to $30, but this color is discontinued. So I'm gonna take that home, try to get 30 bucks for it, and that's about it. It's all we found, but I like what I got.
Hello.
Hey there, how are you?
Hi, honey. What's up?
You saw those pictures I sent you?
Yes.
How do we fix that? How do we fix that at the bottom of that skirt?
Oh, what kind of skirt is it? Is it a knit skirt?
St. John wool skirt, like a
Oh,
pencil
yeah,
skirt.
that's a knit. Oh, yes. Okay, for a rolled hem. You know what? You could take it to a dry cleaner, and they'll probably steam it for hardly any money, and that will take it right out. But if you want to do it yourself, you could just put your iron on medium, and get something like I don't know, like a cloth napkin, and dampen that cloth napkin. Turn the skirt inside out, and just put the damp cloth on the hem, and put the iron on top of the damp cloth, and that ought to do it. It shouldn't be a big deal at all.
Okay, so you're telling me the dry cleaners will get that taken care of?
Oh, I think so. And they
Okay.
probably won't charge very much for it. Well, I don't know about dry cleaners nowadays, but it's not being dry cleaned. It's just being steamed.
Okay.
So just so you know that.
Okay. All right. Well, I may or may not do that, but the dry cleaning
Okay.
option works great. That's wonderful.
Okay, honey.
All right. Thanks for your help. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome, honey.
All right.
Okay,
Love you. See you in a
bye-bye.
little bit. Bye. Well, there you have it. When in doubt, call your mother. Brendan here, Dad Planet. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like if you liked what you saw or you learned something from this trip, and then always consider becoming a member of the Dad Planet family by subscribing and then hitting the bell notification icon so that you know every time I upload a video to YouTube. But that's it. That's all I have. Fun trip. We'll do it again soon. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video.